doing today? Good?
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Alright, well, I'm Cody Ashcraft, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Talbot Associates, Inc., and they deal with forensic engineering. So, let's go ahead and start. So before I start talking about the company, I'm going to tell you what forensic engineering is, so you understand fully what they do. So up here I have the definition, but basically what it is if anything goes wrong, if there's bridge failures, fires, anything like that, the engineers their job is to figure out why it went wrong or find a solution so it doesn't happen again. So up here we have a picture of a bridge failure, which this could be due to the metal bending or the concrete cracking, but it's their job to figure out why it would break. So let's go ahead and move on to the scientific method, which that's a big part of forensic engineering. And basically, forensic engineers use this, but on a more advanced basis. So up here I have a chart. So the first thing they do is they need to make observations. They need to examine the case, and then they need to think of the questions, like ask themselves what could have happened, why did this go wrong, and then obviously they need to formulate the hypothesis and then develop the testable predictions, and then they need to gather and test the hypothesis and develop theories, and if the hypothesis is wrong, they need to alter it, refine it, expand it maybe, and then go back and test that again. So let's go ahead and move on to who they are. So they're obviously a forensic engineering firm, and they evaluate the cases that they may have. This could be from attorneys, from insurance agencies, and any other industries. So altogether they have more than 90 years of experience, and so they're pretty old, I guess, and so a lot of experience. They know what they're doing. They're very professional about it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about where they're located. Up here I have the states listed, but they're basically in the northwest United States. So they're based in Oregon, and then they span out. They're about right there on the map. And then here's the services they offer. So they offer a lot of services. They investigate a lot of things. I have them listed here. They deal with car accidents, any type of failure analysis, structural evaluations of buildings, bridges, fire and explosions. I have a picture of a guy trying to figure out why this building burnt down. And then they deal with premise liability and metallurgy, which is bending metals, and if the metals bend and structures fail. And then this is the president. He is the most qualified out of everyone in the firm. You can see he specializes in more than one area of engineering, from fire, failure analysis, mechanical components, automobile and heavy truck accident reconstruction. And he's president, most professional and qualified, I guess you could say. And then this here, I have a picture of the company. You can see it's not really too big or anything special about it, but they don't really need anything but, a place to have documents and just meet and discuss, because they're usually out and about, examining everything. And then these are just other members of the firm. You can see up here, there's not very many of them, but they are professional and they do get the work done. And before the presentation's ending, I just want to talk about their community involvement. They're more of a behind-the-scenes company, so you don't really see them, advertising their business to just your everyday people, because they're being hired by bigger firms, attorneys, and insurance agencies. So that's pretty much all I have. Is there any questions before I'm done?
Why do you want to be a forensic engineer?
I think I want to be a forensic engineer because it seems like not every day is the same, and there's always something interesting and new problem, and I think it'd be cool to be able to help solve those problems. Anything else? All right, well, thank you for your time, and I hope you a little bit more about